Assalamu alaikum. It's fantastic to be here at the Saturday Club. And when people ask me to say, give a bite about Saturday Club, it's very, very tough. Very tough. But what I can say is, the first time I ever came here in 1969, I kept wondering, why is this club called Saturday Club? What is it about it? And then as I got to know the people around, I realized that every day is a Saturday at the Saturday Club. Welcome to all of you, and I hope you enjoy yourselves. And 54 years of singing, ladies and gentlemen, all because of you and your support, really.
Thank you, Usha Didi, for being here. It's my personal great honor to be on stage with you and being able to ask you questions to a legend like you. You know, we are so mesmerized by your singing all our lives, since being a child, now and in future too. So please do tell us a little bit about your journey and why you decided to be a singer.
Actually, I never decided to be a singer. I'm sorry, I don't make sensational copy actually. You know, there are so many people who say, oh, जन्म से मैं यही सोच रही थी कि कैसे सिंगर बनूं, या कैसे ये बनूं, या कैसे वो बनूं. But truly, everything in my life, almost everything in my life happened quite by accident. In fact, I never ever thought that I would be a singer, because in school in Bombay, at Convent of Jesus and Mary, Miss Davidson, our music teacher, threw me out of class and said, Usha, no, she didn't say Usha, she said, Sami, out of my class, because she couldn't fit my voice anywhere. Not in the soprano, not in the altos, not in the contraltos. So it's really not something that was planned. And I have never ever learned a note of music. So how could I ever say that I plan to be a singer? But yes, as I've always said, music is not my business, communication is. And it's been absolutely brilliant that I've won out in that, because one can never sing like anybody else. You can only do what you can do the best. And I've never compared myself with anybody else, really. Only compare myself with myself and how I was the last moment, and that I must be a little bit better than I was yesterday, for sure. So really, I never ever thought, but let me also tell you that my teacher, when she threw me out of class, I wasn't frustrated or sad or anything like that. In fact, I just took it in my stride and I said, okay, I don't fit in with the singers, but she gave me the clappers to play and the triangle and the tambourine, and I was quite happy with that. She always thought, everybody thought that I was quite a clown in class, and we had lots of fun together. And that's how it's always been. In fact, I always say that if I didn't get a job as a singer, I'd be a comedian. So
That's wonderful to know. Wow. Also, I wanted to ask you that what we know as world music today, which is so much in vogue, is what you started actually. You pioneered that with your performances of Hari Om Hari and Dam Marodam and the Shan song. And at that time, you must have struggled, because your voice was that of empowerment. It wasn't that of a heroine running around trees being coy and bashful. So do tell us something about that genre and how you faced it and that part of your career.
it's talking about world music. I mean, I've been doing world music ever since I started singing. In fact, I never ever fitted into any kind of niche, okay? People ask me, what do you sing? You sing jazz, folk, pop, rock. What is it? What do you actually call yourself? And I always said, not always, I mean, little into my career, I realized that truly I'm just a people singer. I just sing what people love. And whatever you love, that's the way I want to make you happy, by singing your recall memories. I think that is so very important. In fact, it's just been quite amazing when people ask me, so how did you get, the back, what do you call it, playback music. Actually, I didn't start off as a playback singer. I started off as a nightclub singer. I'm very proud today also to say that after 54 years, I'm still wearing the sari and still going to trinkas on Park Street and still singing middle of the road kind of music which you and I love. Yeah, that's all it's all about, really. Very proud to be Indian in the larger picture. We're all citizens of the world. But hey, it's wonderful to say thank God for the sari and thank God for being Indian. Yeah.
That's so amazing and
So when
inspiring.
you say, what was the struggle like? Actually, there was no struggle. They were all challenges, really. I'm sure you would agree with me on that, yeah? It's not really only about struggling. It's about how you take a challenge. And, in our film industry, there's a preconceived idea that all women, all gentle and pure and chaste, good women, must only sound like that and so high and just like Lataji Mangeshkar, which is why they all the pure girls in the movies got only Lataji Mangeshkar or Asha Bhosle to sing, and all the bad girls got me. And you know how good I am, don't you? You know. Look at the way I'm dressed. Yeah, full. I mean, I don't know how I became an item girl, but I'm the original item girl. So I was doing world music before they ever coined the world music language.
How many languages?
And yes, I just sang whatever song there was to sing and whatever people love to say, to listen to. So if I was singing in a nightclub, I started singing with "Never know how much I love you. You never know how much I care." And people were really shocked because what came out of the body that looked like mine would probably be a dancer like you. But there I was singing the kind of song that I was. So really world music is something that I feel, unfortunately, our country has not represented outside properly. Because when there is some, big thing like, say, Vietnam or singing for world music, they conveniently fly over India and go to Malaysia or to Singapore or somewhere. And that has always been in my mind. Why couldn't we stand? I mean, not we. Why can't the sari be on the same stage as Stevie Wonder or, any of them, Barbra Streisand or, there's so many wonderful singers like Eric Clapton and Elton John, but they never did. If you had to be represented as Indian, it had to be classical music, or it had to be the tabla, or the sitar, or the bharatanatyam, or the bhangra, but never someone quite like me. And so, I'm not unhappy about it. I still have that dream that it'll happen, and I'm sure it's going to happen, because who ever thought that someone like me would get a Padma Bhushan?
Wow, lovely.
After being a complete middle of the road singer with and so when people ask me what are the messages you want to give, I give no messages. I expect the people to gain or to glean the messages from the kind of songs that I sing. And it's worked for me. It really has worked. Because the minute you stand up there and say, this is my message, you find people who start yawning and walking away. Because we have enough of God men and God women, I think, to send lots of messages. I think the one message I want to ever give through my music is one of happiness, brotherhood of man, peace and love. And that's worked for me.
Lovely, lovely, very good. Correct, very good.
Thank you. Tell us something about your superstitions.
Oh, I'm so superstitious. All over again. I am so superstitious, it's really funny. I mean, it's not funny, because black and red is somehow a color which I traveled with for a long, long time when I was really scared of flying. I'm still really scared of flying. And then I used to have this a superstition that if I didn't wear black and red, it wasn't going to work out. So somewhere down the line, even though I do wear colors like green and earthy colors, you'll find it somewhere on my body. Maybe the bangles, maybe somewhere the black and red will show up. I hope you like my sari today.
Yes.
Very beautiful.
It was given by the Calcutta Heritage, and I'm so glad it was at the jail. Thank God we're not in jail, like some very illustrious people we know who are sitting in jail. But I got this lovely sari from them. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like the sari. It's black and red, so the show's got to be wonderful. Yeah. We already have the best people to talk about.
Thanks, Didi. Please tell us how you sing so brilliantly in 17 different languages, like it's your mother tongue, your diction is perfect. And you communicate, get into the heart of the audience of such different countries, of different cultures. How does that work? How does that magic happen?
The magic happens, I think, if you accept that you are a people's person. And though in the beginning I used to say, I still say music has no barriers of caste, color, creed, religion, gender, sex, nothing. But every language has a certain musicality. And the minute you touch the chord of a person in his or her own language, it's a different kind of magic. But I work very, very hard at my languages. And I see to it that my pronunciation is absolutely perfect. And more than that, I, take great care to look after the expression. So when people ask me, Bangla bolte paro, and I say, hai. The way you say hai, they think, oh, you're definitely Bengali. And if somebody asks you, Malayalam Ariyao, means, do you know Malayalam? And I say, Pinna. Everybody thinks, oh, she must be Malayali. So I think it's the little nuances of the language and of the people of that particular region. So this may sound simplistic, but it isn't. I've worked very, very hard. And believe me, I write out every song, new song that I'm learning, minimum 3 drafts, maybe 5, depending on the language. And it's always worked for me. I work very, very hard. Like if I was doing a Ukrainian song, okay, if I was saying, Idam razum pobarvina ki aprishofte benema pidmanula pidvella tijmene pidmanula tijmene pidvella tijmene molodo zumaru zumusvella. Yeah. So when I sing the Ukraine song or Russian song or Swahili or whatever, or even in Indian languages, I take a lot of trouble to write down the thing 3 or 4 times. And it really works for me when you concentrate and focus on the language. And I'm so lucky that I love what I'm doing. I love my music, I love the stage, I love all of you. And it wouldn't be possible for me if I didn't have all of you. Now it's come to a stage where I'm sure you face that as well, where you have to think of damage control more than anything else. So if I don't work hard, and if I didn't work hard 5 minutes before I came in over here, it's not going to work. There is no substitute for hard work, and no substitute for dedication. Yeah. So you better be working hard. Never take anybody for granted. Never, ever. In any relationship, in fact. And I really don't. I don't believe you can work out any relationship if you take the other person or the other persons for granted. Yeah.
My last question to you, Didi, before Leander takes over, is you were telling us a very lovely anecdote about your family, and that is also, we've seen how beautifully you balance your career, professional and personal life. That with what the Padma Bhushan means to you, what legacy do you see leaving for the universe, to carry on your magic?
Oh, my family is my biggest strength. And I think that for anybody, any kind of work that you do, if you don't have the infrastructure of a fantastic family support, it's never going to happen. Never. And I have, when people ask me, so how does your husband help? I say by not helping. He never interferes, he never helps me, which is really wonderful. 1 or 2 years into the marriage, there were many fights, and I said, why don't you come for my shows? And I'm so sad you don't come for my shows. But now, when I look back, I say, thank God, because I don't think he'd be able to handle the kind of life that we lead, or our fraternity. We're completely 2 different kinds of people and the kind of work that we do. So I think the family infrastructure, my husband, my two children, Anjali and Sunny, are my best, and now my grandchildren, are my best and worst critics. And if they say something is good, I mean, it takes a long time for them to say something is good. But if they say something is good, then it really is good. And I think my husband, Jani, most of all you know about him, is, I mean, a man of few words. And so people ask me, how do I remember all that he says? And how do I remember the 54 years of, getting married? And, I say that, well, I remember so many songs, so many 100 lyrics, yeah? And he probably has spoken about 275 sentences, of which I remember most, yeah? So it's really great. And I think it was our 10th or 15th anniversary, we were in Madras, and this should be really exciting for you to listen to, as for everybody else. I was so excited because it was our 20th anniversary. I was singing in Madras at the Connemara, and after the show was over, I realized it was our anniversary. So I'd gone to Tangamalige, which is a little gold shop, and I bought myself a Tirumangalyam, which is my, Mangal Sutra. And when I went back to the room, I saw him reading the newspaper. I grabbed the newspaper and I said, "Here, put this on my neck." And I gave him the the Mangal Sutra to put on my neck. So he threw it like a tennis-coit, like that. And I said, but any of you who know Johnny would know that he would probably do that. And then I jumped onto the bed and I said, "Let's manao Suhagrat." And he said, "You must be joking." So that's what has kept me grounded for such a long time. Yes, I think every woman's issue is a man's issue, and you have to have the man by your side to walk with him and to be able to understand that without them we can't do anything. But hey, without us, they can do absolutely zero, because woman Shakti is what it's all about, yeah. And an overdose of Shakti always destroys. So why do we have to ask for it and shout for it and sloganeering? I don't think that. I think we have to be like Gandhiji. By the way, I'm a complete Gandhian. If you really want to change, see the change, I think you must be the change you want to see. And my family has helped me really, really keep my head really grounded. And so I really feel that the Padma Bhushan for me, with all gratitude and humility, to be able to, for the country to realize my work, or recognize the fact that I'm singing in 17 Indian languages and 8 foreign languages, and still being able to maintain the Indianness. I think there are so many things that I have done for the past 54 years, which we never had in our time. Those handouts that all the young girls and boys have today, especially with Insta. What do they call it? Insta. Yo, bro. Yeah. Cool, bro. Facebook and whatnot. And what all they did during the day, and what they did, and how they wore these clothes. And, without all that, we've somehow or the other come out. And so it's great that, I'm very, 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 very proud that I'm getting the Padma Bhushan.
Yes.
Thanks to all of you, boys.
Yes.
Over to Leander now to take over the personal aspects, her personal journey. Thank you very much, Usha Di, for such brilliant answers and so much magic.
Oh, you are so magical yourself. And the way she's so cultured, isn't it? The dress.
Thank you.
And I think another 10 janam I won't be able to look like that. पहले तो ऐसे body मिल जाए तो अच्छा है. Yes, Leander.
Good evening, everyone.